I believe this is the best regulator package for scuba divers, old and new. Here's why. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Divers Ready. My name's James. It is so great as always to see all of your smiling faces out there in YouTube land. I hope you're all doing really, really well. If you're new to our channel, we make videos on Divers Ready with one simple goal in mind, and that's to help make you a better, more well-informed scuba diver. So if you haven't done so already, make your next dive on our subscribe button down there, hit that little bell icon, and you'll be notified every time we drop new content, which is pretty much every Monday. Yeah, we've been pretty consistent. Now, I know you guys love gear review videos. You guys know that I'm at the mercy of companies that are willing to send me gear to be reviewed. I don't have a bottomless money pit that I can spend on dive gear, so whatever comes my way, if I think it's worth a review, I make the videos and I send it to you. Now, in this case, I have a regulator package here from Dive Rite. Yes, Dive Rite are a sponsor on the channel. They've been very loyal supporters to Divers Ready. There's no secret in that. However, we do not do sponsored reviews. I'll leave it up to you to determine whether or not my opinions about this have been biased by my relationship with Dive Rite, but suffice to say, I try and be as objective as possible because at the end of the day, I make videos for you guys, and that relationship is way more important to me than anything else. Dive Rite, on the other hand, are one of those companies who are very happy for me to generate review videos. They want the content out there. They understand that their potential buyers want to watch reviews of their products from people like me. So yes, lots more Dive Rite reviews coming your way, but I figured we'd kick it off with this regulator package, the XT Advanced Open Water Regulator Set, because I truly believe that this may be one of the best regulator packages out there on the market today for recreational divers. Now, I got the XT Advanced Open Water Regulator set from Dive Rite in about the spring of this year. It came to Bermuda with me, it came to South Africa with me, it dove the Sardine Run with me. I've dived it here in Florida extensively all through the summer. I probably have between about 50 and 100 dives on this regulator set right now at time of recording, so I feel pretty comfortable about sharing my thoughts with all of you. As with every Divers Ready review, I'm going to tell you the important features and what I liked about this product. I'm going to tell you some things I didn't care for or would hope would be improved in future iterations. And I'm going to tell you who I think this reg set is best suited for. So let's dive straight in. First things we're going to tackle are the positives and some of the features that I really care for. And the first thing you absolutely need to know is you get it all, everything. You get the whole reg set in one go. It comes with all these bits and pieces that you see in front of you here. It comes with 2 bolt snaps, one for the SPG and one for your primary regulator. It comes with the angular ball adjustment for your second stage for comfort. It even comes with the necklace and a regulator bag. An actual regulator bag that's useful for other things. It's actually a dry bag. Straight out the package, remove the labels. This is ready to dive. All you need to do is add the inflator hose, which is obviously sold with whichever BCD you decide on. Now, I don't discuss prices here on the channel because this show goes out to all around the world and it's going to vary where you are. But I will tell you, here in the US, this regulator package sells for the same price as my previous favorite regulator recommendation, the Apex XTX50, for which you only get 1 first stage and 1 second stage. So you still need to buy an Octo, you still need to buy clips and an SPG and necklace and anything else you want to set it up with. So it makes all the decision making and pricing factors very simple. All you need is this and add your inflator hose to it. And this pains me to say, having spent an incredible amount of money with Apex, they breathe nearly identical. Now, I don't have one of those fancy benchtop inspiration machines to scientifically measure the work of breathing down to a number, but I can tell you this. At 100 foot down in dark 50-degree waters in South Africa, surrounded by ragged toothed sharks, this regulator set performed flawlessly. I also feel like this regulator set is a very easy introduction to primary donate. If you were taught the old-fashioned way, which is donating an Octo located somewhere in the triangle of life, whatever the hell that is, Paddy, then this reg set is a very easy way to modernize your diving into a primary donate setup. Primary donate, if you're not familiar, is when the regulator you would give to an out-of-air buddy is the one you've been breathing off of, and you switch to a backup, which is normally secured on a necklace around your neck. Now in this case, the primary is Octo yellow, and the redundant, which is this dark grey colour, lives on the necklace around your neck. Why is that an advantage? Well, I could make a whole separate video on primary donate, but let's just say in every out of air situation I've ever witnessed, the person who is out of air is obviously having a very stressful moment, and they never go for the Octo. They have a lizard brain reaction and they say, oh, well, you've got something to breathe, we'll take that one, and it ends up being the donor going onto the Octo. In addition to the excellent work of breathing that I found on these regulators, the other thing that really surprised me is that you get a lot of features on the second stages in terms of adjustments that you normally only find on much more expensive regulators. For example, the breathing assist dial, the Venturi lever adjust, the comfort mouthpiece, and that's not just on the primary second stage, but also on the redundant. They're actually identical except for the yellow ring on the primary that you'd be donating. So that's a nice thing. They've packed a ton of features in at this price point. I can't think of another regulator set that has that work of breathing and all these features in this price category. Next thing I would say is that they are very compact, they're easy to travel with. Like I said, I took them to Bermuda, I took them to South Africa. They pack down nice and small and they come in a nice padded dry bag for protection. But on top of that, I had a friend and student of mine reach out to me and say, hey, what regs are you diving these days? I told them I'd really been enjoying testing these regulators out. He bought a set for himself, liked them so much, went out and bought 3 more sets for his wife and 2 daughters, and all 4 reg sets went to Hawaii for a diving vacation, and the next thing you know, I'm getting sent an underwater group shot from Hawaii. Of course, as for any regulator sets on the common market these days, it is available in DIN or yoke, bar or PSI options for the SPG. The hose routing is absolutely ideal. Straight out the package, you don't have to move any hoses around. There's no flappy hoses. It's great streamlining, no drag, effortless. The first stage has a rotating turret, so you get that nice comfortable feeling when you've got the second stage in your mouth that you have full range of motion without it fish hooking you and pulling you around. So that's a pretty decent rundown of the features that I enjoyed with this regulator set. Let's look at some things I would hope will be changed in future iterations, or just some considerations if you're thinking to buy. First off, I have to acknowledge that this is not a true long hose configuration, but if you really wanted to make it a long hose configuration, you could swap out the primary hose, which I believe is 4 feet, for one that was 2 or 3 foot longer. Remember, this is a recreational reg setup. The only reason you need a 6 foot or 7 foot donate hose is for sharing air through a restriction. which you're not going to do on a recreational dive, are you? Are you? Good, I thought not. So it took some getting used to. Obviously this hose roots underneath the arm and comes up into the mouth that way, which was just different. It was just something I had to work on, not something that would be changed, but just something that you're gonna have to get used to coming from an over-the-shoulder primary regulator. The next thing that needs to be adjusted is the fact that there was quite a bit of plastic packaging that came with this set. There were plastic bags over both second stages and the first stage to protect them. Come on, Dive Rite, we can do better than that. A couple of other changes that I'm going to make to this regulator set just for my own personal comfort that you guys might want to consider as well. The bolt snaps are held in place by these little bungee tabs. They have the habit of sliding up and down in the water, which is less than ideal. So I'm going to take these bungees off and replace them with line with a caver knot. Now I understand why Dive Rite does this, because to ship them with a caver knot would be a lot more labor intensive, but you're going to want to change them out, and if you don't know how to do that, I have a video which I will link up above there on how to attach a bolt snap to pretty much anything. The other change I'm going to make is I'm going to get rid of this plastic boot that the SPG comes in. I am a brass and glass guy myself, and these plastic or rubber boots tend to hide all manner of sin. Salt water gets up in there and it's really hard to rinse it out properly after a dive. So I'm just going to cut away the plastic boot and have the hose come down and just a plain brass and glass SPG on the end of that. So that's something else I'm going to change on it to get this set up to my exact liking. Right, so let's talk about who I think this regulator set is best suited for. Honestly, any recreational diver, literally any recreational diver will get value for money out of this reg set. If you are new to scuba diving, you're looking to buy your first regulator set, you are not going to find better value for money. If you need to buy regs for your entire family, as my buddy did, you're not going to find better value for money, and you don't have to think too hard about it. Dive Rite have put together a package that just simply works for any recreational dive. I've done cold water diving with it, I've done warm water diving with it, I've traveled with it. I was trying to think really hard of what kind of recreational dive this regulator set couldn't keep up with, and I got nothing for you. I have no idea. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this rundown of this fantastic regulator package for recreational divers. If you learned something from it, if you were inspired by this video, please give it the old thumbs up and let me know what you thought of my comments in the comment section of this video down below. If you want more information on the XT Advanced Open Water Package, I will put a link to the product page in the description of this video below. It will be an affiliate link, and any purchases made through that link may earn me a small commission, and I thank you for supporting our channel. As always, don't forget to subscribe to Divers Ready if you haven't done so already, and until next time, my name's James. This was your Divers Ready review of the XT Advanced Open Water Regulator set from Dive Rite. Dive safe, dive often.